Hello and welcome. So today, guys, I have a haul. We haven't done a haul here on the channel specific to Middle Eastern fragrances in a while. So I know that it's time. I have today here for you 7 fragrances that are all, I think with the exception of one, but I think they are all for the most part 2024 brand new releases, and I've had them for several weeks and I have just been waiting for you so that we could do this unboxing and you can see my first impression. As always, in case you're new to the channel, the process that I like to follow is I receive a fragrance, I spray it out, and I put it back in its box and I just let it sit there until I do a haul video. Then I do a haul on the channel where I actually unbox the fragrance in front of you, and I also spray it for the first time and sniff it. And of course, I share with you my first impression and talk a little bit about the fragrance, whatever I know about the fragrance at the time. Then after that, I will circle back with you in a couple of weeks, if not a little bit more, giving you a full detailed review of the fragrance. But before we jump right in, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi and I'm your fragrance concierge because I am totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, and sometimes like today, you even get a bonus video for the week. If that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and start. And I also wanted to let you know that 5 of these 7 fragrances were actually sent to me so nicely by the PARRIS Corner team. If the PARRIS Corner team is watching, thank you so much for sending me these 5 fragrances. All right, but you guys know that even if these fragrances were sent to me, you are going to get my true first impression as always. Okay, so the first fragrance that I have here is one that I just started like maybe like a month ago. I started to see some sneak peeks on Instagram in the PARRIS Corner Instagram account. This fragrance is supposed to be another RIFAAQAT. Remember, we had already discussed and hauled, and I am totally obsessed with the RIFAAQAT that was inspired by Baby Cat from YSL. Well, this one is called RIFAAQAT ADORN, and it is inspired by Tuxedo from YSL. And it comes in this box, just a regular simple box, not hating it at all. And let's go ahead and open it. All right, so here's the fragrance, and let me just give you a close-up. Alright guys, so in case you're not familiar with YSL Tuxedo is a fragrance that is unisex. And to my nose, it is definitely unisex. It does not lean to the feminine or to the masculine side. Now, this fragrance, ADORN, is supposed to be a fragrance that is totally inspired by YSL Tuxedo. It's even, disclosed by the PARRIS Corner team as such. So let me go ahead and share with you the notes before I spray it. So the top notes are violet leaf, coriander, and bergamot. And then in the middle, we have rose, black pepper, and lily of the valley. And at the base, we have patchouli, ambergris, and bourbon vanilla. So before I spray it, let me just talk a little bit about the notes. There are some additional notes in this fragrance that are not found in Tuxedo. And those notes are pink pepper, because in Tuxedo you have not pink pepper, you have black pepper. And those 2 peppers do give a different scent, okay? And you have tangerine, and Tuxedo does not have tangerine. Tuxedo has bergamot. And even though they're both citrusy notes, they're really not the same, because bergamot typically brings freshness to a fragrance and tangerine typically brings fruitiness to the fragrance, right? So let's see what it does. And then another difference is that this fragrance has violet, and in Tuxedo we don't have violet per se, we have violet leaf. That I'm not too sure about, but let's go ahead and check it out. Now, in addition to that, I can tell you that in this fragrance, we also have cedar, oak moss, woody notes, and benzoin. And those notes are not found in YSL Tuxedo. So we may very well be facing kind of like a twist type of fragrance, but you never know. Now in Tuxedo, we have a couple of notes that cannot be found in RIFAAQAT ADORN. And those are Lily of the Valley and Rose. So let's go ahead and spray this fragrance because I am so looking forward to figuring out what's really going on here. So the sprayer is kind of like a mist. Okay, so this fragrance is very ambery. It is not sweet. I'm not picking up on any sweetness in this fragrance, which I find rather interesting because they did say that the note of tangerine is present. But yeah, this fragrance to me is not sweet. It is very ambery. It is warm, spicy. I get the pepper. It is warm, spicy, but at the same time, there is a level of freshness to this fragrance. As far as is this really a YSL Tuxedo, it is very close. I really need to try it on skin to give you a definite answer. And of course, you know, that'll probably be one of those videos where I compare it directly to the OG. But right now I can tell you that, yeah, this is pretty close, but I'm still picking up on a twist here. I'm trying to figure out what is it that I'm really picking up that is so kind of like not the same as Tuxedo. So, you know, in Tuxedo, for me at least, there is an aquatic quality to that fragrance that I'm not picking up on this one. I am picking up on the violet, but it's kind of weak. It may just be that this fragrance needs to sit a bit longer, but it is close to Tuxedo. It really is. Like, the more I'm approaching the dry down here on paper, it is definitely close to Tuxedo. This is definitely inspired by Tuxedo. I just don't know if it's going to be like 95%, 85%. I want to try it on skin and then circle back with you. Yeah, but I really do like this one because I like YSL Tuxedo. I do like it. I'm not loving it right now, but I am liking it. Yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to be very close to Tuxedo. I can't wait to try it on skin. But anyway, let's stop right there and I will circle back with you. All right, so this next fragrance is also from Paris Corner and it is Soothing ZEPHYR. Now, this is a fragrance, guys, that I've known for a while that they were working on like Le Labo Another 13 type of fragrance because this was inspired by Le Labo Another 13. Now, Le Labo Another 13 is a fragrance that I absolutely love. It is like the best clean fragrance that you could possibly imagine. At least that's what I pick up on my nose. So I've been rather excited to pick this one up to see if it performs better. And, you know, I was just so happy when they sent it to me. And it comes in this box, just a regular box again. And I can, you know, it's like tumbling all over in there. But anyway, I do know it made it safely. So here we go. Very interesting bottle, guys. Very, very interesting. It's like, you know, it's like a reflective type of surface, like almost like a mirror. You can see everything. Okay, so here is the bottle. All right, so let me go ahead and tell you the notes of this fragrance. It's ambroxan, helvetolide, ambrit seed, pear, jasmine, and moss. Now, when I compare those notes to Le Labo Another 13, I can tell you that there are two notes that are in Le Labo 13 that are not in Soothing ZEPHYR. And those notes are apple and citrus notes. Now, I don't know if that's really going to make much of a difference because I didn't have a chance to really look into what helvetolide is. That could be some sort of combination chemical that does give that quality of like citrusness. I don't know, but we're going to go ahead and check it out. So let's go ahead and spray it. Very nice sprayer, guys. Very nice sprayer. Oh, wow. This is Another 13. Oh, wow. You know, while I love it when this happens, that I just find a fragrance that is spot on, I also feel kind of like a certain kind of way because Another 13 is a fragrance that I really love. I just wish that it performed better. So if when I try this, when it performs better, I may have to pick up another bottle because, oh, wow, this is beautiful. This is absolutely perfection. So let me tell you something, because I am already picking it up. So here is tonka bean, which if I recall correctly, in another 13 there is no tonka bean, because I am picking up tonka. So this fragrance to me is a musk based fragrance, because just like in Le Labo Another 13, it is very musky, but the musk has been done, guys, when I tell you, beautiful. This is really soothing me. This musk is like butter. It is so smooth. I can't even, like, this is really, really good. Wow. So anyway, it is very, very musky. It does have a bit of powderiness to it. I don't know how powdery it's going to be at the dry down, but judging for the fact that as soon as I sniffed it, I started to pick up on the powderiness, this may very well be just like Another 13, where you are going to have a definite powdery dry down, but the powdery dry down is going to be like a fresh. It's not going to be cloying or stuffy. It is quite a fresh powdery dry down. It is really beautiful. This one is also ambery, woody, and it does have a touch of fruitiness, which I find rather interesting, right? Because those two notes that I shared with you before, the apple and the citrus notes, are not supposed to be, or at least they were not disclosed. I'm picking up on fruitiness. Okay, guys, I have to tell you, this fragrance is amazing. This is so good. This is beautiful. So you know how I've been lately, you know, totally hooked on Eternal Musk. This one may take over for Eternal Musk, because wow. You know what it is? So Eternal Musk to me is just such an incredible, beautiful musk fragrance, right? But there's also kind of like, I don't know what else to call it, but there's like a creamy quality to it also, which makes it so interesting. But in this one, I am picking up that perfect musk, but this musk is very airy. It's very fresh. You know, this almost has like a cold feel to it, like a cold quality. Like when you're sniffing it, it's so fresh that you almost feel like there's some kind of cold liquid that's been spilled on you and you're feeling that coldness. This is just exquisite. And this is perfect for the summer for sure. This is such a beautifully elegant musk fragrance that I think it would be perfect for any season. I'm trying not to tell you that this is 95% Another 13, because I want to try it on my skin. But of course, my skin is going to react differently than your skin, right? But which is why I'm doing, you know, on paper. But on paper, I'm telling you, this is like, oh guys, okay, I'm loving this one. Absolutely loving this one already. I'm gonna move on. All right, guys, so the next fragrance that I have for you is also from Paris Corner, and it is the from the Autobiography collection, and this one is Supreme Gold, and it comes in this box. Just again, another regular box. So I'm sure that you guys remember that I had done a detailed review of two other fragrances in this collection, Salty Breeze and Oh Boy, which, oh boy, do I love Oh Boy. I love Salty Breeze, but Oh Boy, oh my goodness, that one is just incredible. But anyway, so this one is one that has been repackaged. It had been launched years ago in a different bottle, and then they relaunched it now in 2024 with this packaging. I don't know if it's been reformulated. I don't think so, because I'm getting pretty much the same notes. But let me go ahead and share with you the notes of this one before we spray it. Let me show you actually the bottle, in case you have not had a chance to see the bottles in this new repackaging and for the collection. Right, so the notes for this one, top notes are cinnamon and pepper, middle tobacco leaf, incense, osmanthus, and labdanum. And then at the base we have vanilla, cedar, musk, cypriol oil, and vetiver. Now, based on my notes, these are the exact same notes as the previous version that came in the different bottle, right? They're the exact same notes. But what I do want to tell you is that this fragrance was inspired by Parfums de Marly Herod. You know, I do like many of the Parfums de Marly fragrances that are specific to men, that are designed for men. I find them to be actually unisex. But when it comes to Herod, specifically from Parfums de Marly, I would say that that fragrance is definitely unisex, but leaning heavy towards the masculine side. So I'm very curious to see what this one does. Beautiful sprayer, guys, beautiful sprayer. Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is definitely Harrod. Okay, so this one is powdery. It is sweet. I am picking up on quite a bit of tobacco, but the tobacco is not a stifling, strong, intense tobacco. It's kind of airy. And I am picking up on quite a bit of vanilla. This fragrance is definitely warm, spicy. Getting the cinnamon, and there's a touch of like a balsamic quality that is like faint in the background, but it's definitely there to my nose. But that cinnamon, ooh, now that cinnamon is really, really intensifying. The tobacco now has taken a backseat, guys. Picking up on a lot of vanilla. So this fragrance is definitely Harrod. But for me, to my nose, this is also unisex leaning masculine. Is it heavy masculine? It really depends on how you like your fragrances. For me, this is not leaning heavy to the masculine side, but it is leaning to the masculine side. But I really am liking it. Is this a fragrance that I would pick up? Probably not, because yeah, probably not. I do like the scent of it, but I think I would prefer this like on my husband. Just like Harrod. This is not one that I would necessarily pick up. This one is probably going to end up with him. If any of you have tried this and you really love it, can you please let us know if you think it leans heavy to the masculine side? Like, what are your thoughts around that, right? But it is a very nice fragrance, and it is definitely Harrod, by the way. I will probably test this fragrance on my husband's skin just to make sure that we're still getting Harrod, and probably will circle back with you with performance in case you're interested. All right, guys, so this next fragrance is also from Paris Corner, and this is the fourth one in that entire autobiography collection, at least the fragrances that came out in this collection. And this one is supposed to be inspired, if I recall correctly, by Chanel's Allure Homme, but the Blanche edition, right? And this one, is my understanding, was also repackaged and relaunched in 2024. I can't speak because I don't have the other one on if it's been reformulated as part of the whole repackaging process, but let's go ahead and try this. So it comes in this box, pretty much, you know, the same box that you saw for the other one. These bottles are so heavy and feel so luxurious. These bottles are just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Very, very heavy, very weighty. Like, it definitely has a luxury feel to it. So let me tell you the notes of this fragrance. So this one has at the top, it has lemon, bergamot, and vanilla. In the middle, it has pink pepper, sandalwood, and tonka bean. And at the base, it has cedar, musk, vetiver, and amber. And those pretty much are the notes of Chanel Allure Homme. But let's go ahead and spray this fragrance and see what we find. I just love the spray. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is beautiful. So let me tell you. So Chanel Allure Homme is a fragrance that my husband had for years, and I also had my own because it was designed for men, but I love it. I absolutely love it. This smells like Chanel Allure Homme. This fragrance opens very citrusy. I'm picking up on quite a bit of vanilla. I dare say this has more vanilla than the OG. It's also very aromatic, and the OG is also very aromatic in the opening. But those citrus notes here, wow, they're pretty strong. It is sweet. It's also musky. I'm picking up on a little bit of woodiness, but not a lot. It's like the woody notes are in the background and they're kind of faint right now. And this fragrance is powdery. But this one, so far, because I haven't hit dry down yet, so far this one is less powdery than what I clearly remember the opening of Chanel Allure Homme is. So this one is less powdery. This one, to me, guys, is just coming across as airier, a bit more fresh. I'm really liking this. This is absolutely beautiful. Have you picked this one up? Because if you have, I want to know your thoughts. I think I had one fam member tell me that she picked this one up and that she was enjoying it. But wow. Wow, guys, this is, oh, I can't wait to try this one on skin and see how it performs. I didn't have any performance issues with the Chanel Allure Homme, but I hope that I get more with this one. Oh, but this is perfect for now. Yeah, so if you're interested in this fragrance, like if you're into Chanel Allure Homme, you're going to get pretty much the same thing. And if you're interested, this is the time to pick it up, because for me, this is perfect for right now, like for this super hot weather. Wow, but this is really, really beautiful. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and move on, but I'm going to go ahead and try it on skin, and I'll just report back to you guys on how it performs and any other details that I can provide around this fragrance. But right now, I tell you, I'm so impressed. I am so happy because I never picked up another bottle of Chanel Allure Homme because I figured I would give it a rest after years of picking it up. But this one, oh my God, I am so happy. This is so, so good. Anyway, guys, let's move on. Okay, guys, so this next one is one that I've been so excited to try because there is a fragrance from Dior that I absolutely love, and it's Dior Homme Intense. And this fragrance, which is CAMARO Homme Intense by Pandora, is a fragrance that is supposed to be inspired by Dior Homme Intense. Oh my goodness. You know, Dior Homme Intense is one of those fragrances that to me is strictly unisex. It does not lean to any side. To me, it is truly a unisex fragrance. But what I love about Dior Homme is to layer it with other fragrances because it is such an exquisite fragrance. So this one comes in this box. And just a regular box, but I'm not hating it. And wow, guys, even the bottle, I mean, look at this. Even the bottle is like reminding me of Dior Homme all the way. All right, so let me go ahead and tell you the notes in this one. So at the top, we have sage, lavender, and bergamot. Then in the middle, we have hibiscus and iris. And at the base, we have cedarwood, vetiver, leather, and patchouli. Ooh, very nice sprayer, guys. Very, very nice sprayer. Oh, whew. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Loving it. Loving it. This opens with so much iris, guys. Just like Dior Homme Intense. This, wow. But you know what I'm picking up on this one that I don't necessarily pick up from the first sniff in Dior Homme? I'm picking up on vanilla. Wow. I'm picking up on vanilla and guys, I'm picking up on like a tad of booziness. Now in Dior Homme, I don't get booziness. If any of you have tried Dior Homme Intense, can you let me know? Do you pick up booziness in Dior Homme? Because I don't. But this one, that vanilla came in strong, and there's that booziness. Wow, this is gorgeous. And that iris, wow. So, so strong. Definitely dominant. Wow. You know, guys, so I just went back to the notes of this fragrance because the vanilla here is so present. It is amazing. Like it opened with the iris and the vanilla and then that touch of booziness. There is a boozy quality to this fragrance beyond a shadow of a doubt. Wow. I am really looking forward to spraying this on my skin, but I am not going to do it because there's a fragrance that's coming up that I've been wanting to really spray on my skin because of the fragrance that it was inspired by. It is a bit powdery. There is an earthy quality to it, but I'm not picking up on the patchouli, but I can assure you that that earthiness is coming from the patchouli. And it's also very aromatic. This has so much vanilla right now and has such a boozy quality that it's reminding me of Saïr from Lattafa. You know, when I reviewed that fragrance here on the channel, I told you this is a vanilla bomb. Well, I am telling you, this one is a vanilla bomb. I hope it translates to that on my skin because, guys, I'm going to have to move on because I could just sniff this all. This is so, so good. All right, guys. So this next fragrance is a fragrance that I've so been looking forward to trying from the first moment that I heard that there was a fragrance that was inspired by Gritty Duchessa, which is one of my favorite fragrances. I knew that I was going to get my hands on this one. And I am speaking about Afnan Supremacy Tapis Rouge. And it comes in the most beautiful box, very, very luxurious, very beautiful box. I don't know if you can see that there's like a texture here. like a kind of like an engraving. It is just such a beautiful, beautiful box. By the way, so this is a sleeve, and the way that it came packaged is it was wrapped like in plastic, and here's the sleeve. And then of course you open it, and it has like this metal kind of card that inserts here for the opening, but then when you open it, it comes off for some reason. I don't know if it's supposed to do that, but, and then guys, look at this gorgeous packaging. Look at that bottle. Let me pull it out because this is so, so beautiful. When I saw this bottle for the first time, it just took my breath away. You can see it has like this ombre effect going on. Very, very beautiful. All right, so let me go ahead and share with you the notes of this fragrance because I have so much to say about this one. And no, I have not sniffed it. I just have a lot to say because I compared the notes, of course, to Duchessa Gritty. And of course, I want to sniff it because Duchessa Gritty is one of those fragrances that's a lifer for me. I absolutely love that fragrance. And today I am not going to do a direct comparison because I'm going to save that for one of those videos where I compare a Middle Eastern fragrance directly with the OG that I have in my collection. So let me tell you what the notes of this one are. So at the top we have black cherry, white peach, and lychee. In the heart you have plum, rose, mahonia, and jasmine. And then at the base you have cloves, vetiver, and peony. Peony. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But anyway, so let's go ahead and spray it. This fragrance opens quite warm, spicy. And I think I'm picking up on cloves immediately. It also is citrusy, and I am immediately in the opening picking up on the cherry. But the cherry is not the same kind of cherry that you find in Duchessa, because to my nose in Duchessa, the cherry is like a very dark cherry. This one almost smells like it's a combination of cherries, if not just a regular cherry, not necessarily a dark, dark cherry. I guess, and it's not related to the intensity, by the way, of the note of cherry. It's not that I'm picking up less cherry here than I do in Duchessa. No, it's just that the cherry in this one is a different cherry. I also find this one to be sweeter than Duchessa, and I'm still in the opening stages, guys. So let's see how this evolves. But you know what I'm not picking up here that I pick up almost immediately in Duchessa? It's the note of chocolate. Did I say chocolate for the notes of this fragrance? Let me check. Yeah, what I'm not picking up on, guys, is the chocolate that I clearly get in Duchessa. So let us know if you've ever tried Duchessa from Gritty, because that is a fragrance that is, guys, when I tell you absolutely exquisite, it is an exquisite fragrance, but it is very, very intense. It is not for everybody, and I don't even think that it's a safe blind buy. I really don't think so. I know of people that love the fragrance but just can't wear it because it is that intense. It's not that it's loud, it's that the notes are quite intense, and that cherry is relentless in Duchessa, combined with that chocolate note, and then there's like a nuttiness to it. So I'm also picking up here like a metallic quality to the fragrance. Yeah, that cherry in this one is relentless too. Guys, this cherry is beautiful. But you know what? This cherry is reminding me more of like the cherry in Electric Cherry. Do you have Electric Cherry? Because I have Electric Cherry, and I am telling you, this is not like the original Tom Ford cherry, you know, Lost Cherry. No, no, no. This one is like the cherry in Electric Cherry. It's like that bright cherry that's not super dense and dark. That's what I'm getting in this one. But this is fabulous. This is incredible. This is really, really good. And I'm liking that twist. I'm liking that twist because this one centers more on the cherry note than on that blend of the cherry and the chocolate. I'm not picking up any chocolate in this fragrance, guys, whatsoever. Okay, I'm going to move on. I will come back to you guys with a full detailed review. And of course, at some point, I am going to do a detailed comparison to Duchessa. But wow, this is really, really beautifully done. This is an incredible cherry fragrance. Wow. I have a lot of cherry fragrances in my collection, and I think I'm just going to do a comparison because this is really, really, really a bright cherry. You know, I just find it that it's hard to get that cherry note to be this precise. You know, another cherry that this fragrance is reminding me of, I can't remember the name of the cherry, but it's oh my gosh, what is the name of that fragrance? I think it's Cherry Ambition. I think it's Cherry Ambition from Seven Virtues. It's the Seven Virtues cherry fragrance. It's like done the same way. It's like the same type of cherry. Oh, this is going to drive me crazy. I am going to have to figure this one out. But this, what I can tell you is that this fragrance is unbelievable. All right, guys, so the lawn people just showed up and they're going to start cutting the grass. So I'm going to move really quickly because this is the last fragrance and I don't want to have to wait like an hour to finish filming this video. So the next one that we're going to cover is Supremacy Gala from Afnan. And this one is supposed to be inspired primarily, right, by Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia. Now, Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia was a fragrance that was launched years ago, and then it was just relaunched in new packaging. I think it was last year or something. I did like it, but it's not a fragrance that really pulled much. So I am hoping that this one has a twist that makes me want to really pull it and use it frequently. And then you open it and there's the fragrance. Here is the bottle. Very, very nice. I don't know, guys, if you can see, just like in the other one, there's some beautiful little stones here, like the touches of this bottle. And then this texture here is just beautiful. Very, very nicely done. All right, so let me go ahead and tell you the notes of this fragrance. So at the top, we have pear blossom, red berries, and mandarin orange. In the middle, we have gardenia, frangipani, honeysuckle. And in the base, we have vanilla, brown sugar, caramel, praline, and patchouli. All right. So let's go ahead and spray it and see what we find, because those are pretty much the notes of Flora Gorgeous Gardenia, by the way, but I'm going to tell you a couple of things about the notes in a minute. Very, very nice sprayer. All of these, ooh, that's nice. So let me tell you the differences from my research that I found between this one and the Gucci fragrance. So in the Gucci fragrance, you have jasmine. And you don't have jasmine in this one. And then in Gala, which is this one, you have honeysuckle, which I'm picking up on. And then in Gala, you also have praline, vanilla, and caramel. And I am picking up on that, guys. This one is sweeter than what I remember the Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia to be. But you know what, guys? That's not a fragrance that I used frequently and that I really, you know, like did a lot of homework on. So just take my opinion with a grain of salt. What I can tell you is that this smells really, really beautiful. Okay, so here's what I can tell you about this fragrance. I really am liking it a lot. Am I super loving it like the previous one? No, the previous one just like, wow, that just left me totally impressed. This one opens with a ton of florals. It is also a fragrance that has quite a bit of fruitiness and is very sweet. But curiously enough, even though it is fruity and sweet, there is a freshness to it, and there are some citrus notes that I'm picking up on too. But yeah, this fragrance is pretty much about those fruity notes that are quite dominant and the floral notes. It's almost to my nose like the floral notes are competing with the fruity notes on who's going to be the star of the fragrance. But at that, the fragrance still remains fresh. It's not a super fresh fragrance, but there is like an airiness and a freshness to it. It's a beautifully done fragrance. I think that the reason that it's so sweet is because there's a combination of like the sweetness that comes from the fruity notes and that caramel, because I am picking up on the caramel. But the caramel does not have any dominant role in this fragrance at all. I'm not picking up on the nuttiness that I was expecting from the pralines. As I said before, I am picking up on honeysuckle. Yeah, it's a very sweet fragrance. I don't think this is going to be cloying or anything like that, but it is a very sweet fragrance. You know, this is the kind of fragrance that's really like girly and very feminine, just like very floral, flirty, girly type of fragrance is what I'm picking up from this. This is not a love for me because this is just not my type of fragrance, you know, but It's a very nice fragrance if you're into floral, fruity fragrances. All right, guys, so we've reached the end of today's video. I hope you can't hear the lawn people in the background, but I wanted to tell you that out of the fragrances that we discussed today, there are 3 fragrances that I'm really looking forward to testing on skin because they left a lasting impression on my nose. I'm just loving them already. And I would say that the first one is this Afnan. Oh my goodness, this is Cherry Bomb. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. This is what I wanted Tom Ford Lost Cherry to be. This is not an exact to Duquesa. It isn't, because Duquesa is a darker type of fragrance, but I'm liking the brightness of the cherry and the intensity of the cherry in this fragrance. The second fragrance that I'm absolutely loving from today is Soothing ZEPHYR. Wow. Absolutely another 13 from Le Labo, but even better. I'm just really loving. I'm loving that freshness, and it's just a very elegant fragrance while being beautiful, while not being linear whatsoever. I'm really loving it. I'm looking forward to trying it on skin and seeing how it performs. And guys, I have to tell you that of all of them, this one is definitely my favorite. CAMARO Homme Intense. Wow, incredible. Dior Homme Intense, but with a twist that makes it even more kind of like feminine, because to me this is like unisex, leaning a tad to the feminine side, because that vanilla, wow, this is gorgeous. I am loving this fragrance. If you've tried it, please, I want to hear from you because I'm just loving it. Anyway, guys, so those are the top 3. And then I would say that ADORN is one that I want to try on skin and then circle back with you to make sure, you know, I am liking it, but it's not like it just like, wow, you know, it is a very nice fragrance, but it didn't wow me as much as the 3 that I just shared with you. And then the next one that I would say is definitely going to be one that I'm looking forward to trying and testing and circling back with you is Citron Vanilla. This is very nice. It's just that the other 3, wow, just took my heart away immediately. All right, guys, so we've reached the end of today's video, and I just want to thank you again for hanging with me today. These are really 7 lovely fragrances. As always, I will circle back with you with a full detailed review, but until then, take care, and I will see you in the next video.